there was any development today, which was not much of one at the end of the day, but when you see a picture of Tiger crouching on the green, looking at his cell phone, that wouldn't have got too much attention last year. Got a little bit more this year. It almost looked like he was either reading a text, getting ready to send one, who knows what, and it turns out that he was using his phone for video, because Mark O'Meara had a loop in his swing and in his putting stroke, and Tiger videotaped it, and they stood there and looked at it. But it was a pretty awkward looking picture. Plus, cell phones aren't allowed on the golf course. You know, those rules apply to those guys too. I don't care how much money they make. They have to obey them. And the one exception the club makes is if you have any type of a training device during a practice round, that's acceptable. I can't recall ever seeing anyone using a cell phone, but keep in mind these things have started doing video in the last couple of years. I mean, it is fairly common, especially for the real high maintenance players, to have their coach out there with a camera, you know, with a swing or what have you. But I do remember last year Ian Poulter had his iPod on the putting green, and they very nicely came and asked him to unplug himself and get back to his golf. So, you know, Augusta National wasn't aware of Tiger being out there until we told them about the AP photo. They still haven't seen it, but they said that, you know, they ask players not to use cell phones, and then they make exceptions when it's for training. So technically they're still a little bit in the dark on this. And you should know this about Augusta. I mean, we always talk about the rules and we make fun of not being able to run. We actually aren't allowed to walk to the press center instead of taking a shuttle, but that's another story. But basically what the club does for the players here is ask them, they kind of make them honorary members for the week of the Masters, and they just ask them to abide by the same rules. And the rules for the members are, you know, no cell phones on the course, no cell phones in the grill room, just decent courtesies, and they just expect the other players to abide by them.